Top That Trade with our top traders. Joining us now, Alan Nuckman, the Chief Market Strategist at BullseyeOption.com, and Phil Flynn, a Fox Business News contributor. Good to see you guys. Round number one, cash conundrum. Hold or be bold. Warren Buffett says never hold cash in a war. What are your fighter thoughts?
Well, there's always opportunity. There will be stocks that move up and down markets. There'll be stocks that move down and up markets. So cash is out of the market and you miss out on opportunities. One thing about cash, and I want to talk about, is interest rates are going to be raised next week. Banks are 10% off. So that might be a place to put your cash because that's where they keep their cash.
I think what he's saying, Warren Buffett, is that war is inflationary. And if you hold cash in an inflationary environment, you're losing money. And that's what's happening right now. If you look at the price of assets, they are still going up, especially on the commodity side, oil, gasoline, bread, meat, all those type of things. And they're going to continue to go up in this type of a situation. So the answer is yes, cash is toxic during inflation.
Round number two, commodities melt up. It's illegal to melt the metal, but the value of nickel is now 8 cents for that commodity. Is the end of the run near on nickel?
I think that you're going to need more nickels to buy nickel. I'm just saying, because nickel had one of the most classic short squeezes of all time. And there's a concern about, the availability of supplies, and one or two players got caught on the short side. But almost always when that happens, it's probably a one-time thing. That doesn't mean that there isn't a bull market in nickel, but what it does mean is that there's a short-term supply squeeze. They had to bail some people out, and it's a good thing. It happens every once in a while because the market gets out of whack with reality. But the reality is that nickel, along with other precious and rare earth metals, are tight right now. Those prices we can see another squeeze play, so be careful.
There was 5 cents worth of nickel in a nickel and 4 cents worth of copper in that nickel. But that's just an example. We've seen an extreme move and money's to be made in these markets. We've seen the metals, we've seen wheat, we've seen energy. And to get into energy, we did get to 110 after hitting, I think, near 130 the other day. 110 is actually the high that we had from 2011 to 2014 when we traded at the $100 level. And the S&P went up 50%. So let's be aware of the situation. It doesn't mean stocks can't go higher.
What about wooden nickels, huh? Wooden nickels went up too. Look at the price of lumber. Lumber went through the roof. So you can get wooden nickels, you can get nickels. Just get a nickel. It doesn't matter.
Round number three, March is the month. Since 2000, there have been 10 years that were negative through February. The good news is that only 3 of those years, 01, 02, and 08, the SPX finished the year in negative territory. And on average, the S&P tended to make durable lows in March. What's your timing for a turn?
Well, it has been 2 weeks since we made new swing lows in the S&P. We had a death cross in the NASDAQ and the Dow, whereas the 50-day moving average crossed the 200-day. That's pretty negative, but it has not happened in the S&P. Let's see how the markets react if it gets close to these lows one more time. But rates are going higher, and I think that might be the catalyst when it actually happens next week, that the market can have a little bit of a relief rally because it's going to get us to 2% at the end of the year. And essentially, no more hikes after that.
Beware of the Ides of March. I'm just saying, if March comes in like a lion, it goes out like a lamb. If it comes in like a lamb, it goes out like a lion. And let's face it, came in like a lamb, a slaughtered lamb. Listen, bottom line here is that if you look at the stock market right now, we've had a pretty sizable correction. It was probably needed. Let's face it, the market has to face a rising interest rate environment. Is this a bull market killer? No, I think it's a revaluation based on rising inflation, rising interest rates, but there's value. Like we said, don't hang on to cash right now. Look for opportunities in markets that will benefit from a higher inflation environment.
Any last words, Alan?
I agree.
Those are the best words I'd like to hear from you. Those 2 words. I want to hear that more often. Thank you.
Well, here we go with your bonus round question for today. It's ticker time and time for a change. Are the following tickers all true or all false? The tickers are time, spring, ahead. All true or all false?
I think they're false.
I think they're true.
We have a winner chicken dinner with Alan this week. Great job. We are springing forward with a show. Business First AM continues right after this break.